Whenever you're working on a project, there's really two different kinds of north that we have to consider. The first north is the north that we all think about. It's if you held a compass in your hand and you were looking at the needle on the compass and it was pointing north, that's true north. The other kind of north that we have to worry about is considered project north. Now, project north is oftentimes the way that we draw things in our construction documents so it's nice and easy to read, and we can more easily determine what it is that we're trying to communicate about the design. Now, let's take a look at this inside of the Revit environment so we have a better understanding of this and how we change the settings for those. To begin with, go to your project browser and double-click on the 01 entry-level floor plan to open that up. One of the things we'll find is if we go to the Properties tab down here at the bottom, we're going to scroll down, and right now the orientation is set to Project North. That's okay. What we're going to see is a change here in just a minute. To see this change, come over here to the Manage tab and select on Manage. Where there's Project Location, select on the button which is indicating Position. When that flyout menu appears, select Rotate True North. The view must be oriented the true north. Modify the view's properties or use a different view. Essentially what it's saying is that we need to be able to change this first to true north before we can modify that setting. So that's simple enough to do. Come down here to the orientation and change this to true north and then just click out here in the drawing area. Now let's go through the same process. Move up here underneath the Manage tab again, select on Position, and choose Rotate True North. What we're going to do is we're going to actually specify which direction is the actual compass arrow pointing whenever north is asked about. I want to begin by selecting where this blue dot is and just left-clicking and holding my mouse button down on the blue dot, and then dragging this to essentially my project base point, which is going to be here in the corner of my building, and letting go. Next, we're going to rotate this building around so it's actually pointing toward the direction of north. Maybe it's 12 degrees. If it is, just type in 12 and hit enter on the keyboard. Now this part of the building is facing true north. But you can start to see a potential issue here. If we're going to be doing our construction documents, notes are starting to cross over each other. Certain dimensions are going to get to be fairly difficult to read after a while. Also, trying to fit a building that's oriented like this onto a sheet, it'll take more sheets of paper to be able to document the building. And we're really inviting more errors to occur if we leave the building to be angled like this, because notes are going to start crossing each other and a lot of bad things will occur on communicating our design. As a result of that, we probably want to document our building as being Project North. So now we're beginning to see what the difference is. Project North is the way that we'll document it and actually have our building whenever we're going to be producing a set of construction documents. True North, on the other hand, is the direction of actual north in the real world. You may want to design your building to be true north, and the reason is if it comes time to export this out to other CAD software programs or just other software in general, you want your building to be pointing in the right direction when it comes time to insert that building into the project environment. On the other hand, when it comes time to be able to document your building, you probably want that to be set at Project North so that all your dimension strainers are straight and your text is nice and normal. So to be able to set that, remember, in the properties of each view underneath orientation, you can either specify Project North or True North. Also, there's the button called Position, and by rotating the True North, we can then specify the degree angle as to which direction True North actually is. Thus, when it comes time to draw the building will be facing the right direction. But when it comes time to document the building, it'll also be facing a direction where we can build and dimension it appropriately and have a clean set of plans.